Our sideboard is gradually taking shape. During this lesson, we will focus on modeling the doors and drawers. As we observed in the last session, these components will be integrated into the space we created by setting the front panel back by 1 centimeter. We'll start with this element to model the fronts. Let's set the working mode to object mode and the display mode to solid. Let's select the front panel. Press Shift-D to make a copy and confirm with the Enter key. With the copy selected, press G, then Y, then -1 in sequence to move the new panel to the outer edge of the sideboard body. The copy we created as such matches the front panel of the sideboard perfectly. However, to make the model truly realistic, we need to slightly offset its edges by 0.25 centimeters or 2.5 millimeters. Press the 1 key on the numeric keypad to switch to the front view. Let's reactivate the reference collection and set the display mode to wireframe. Switch the working mode to edit mode and press the 1 key on the keyboard to set the selection mode to vertex. Alternatively, we can always use the icon located at the top left of the 3D view. Using a selection box, select all the vertices at the top and then press GZ -0.25 in sequence. Select all the vertices at the bottom and press GZ 0.25. Select all the vertically aligned vertices on the left side of the model and press GX 0.25. Finally, select all the vertically aligned vertices on the right side and press GX -0.25. Let's continue by subdividing the model to create the different types of doors and drawers. Press the A key to deselect the entire model. As we learned to do in the second lesson, let's add some vertical loop cuts. Place the mouse cursor on the top or bottom edge of the geometry and press Ctrl+R. A yellow vertical line will appear exactly in the center of the model. Scroll the mouse wheel forward until you create 3 vertical loop cuts. Set their position with the left mouse button and confirm with the right mouse button or Enter. In this way, we have obtained 4 spaces which, once properly shaped, will form the doors and drawers. The next operation we need to perform is to split each loop cut in 2, thus creating a pair of closely spaced loop cuts 5 mm apart from each other. Before proceeding with this step, it is essential to correct the model's scale settings. This is a crucial step that is often overlooked, but it is important to perform it correctly after working on a model for some time. Let's switch the working mode to object mode. Select the model and check the scale parameter in the Item tab. In a properly set up model, the 3 values for X, Y, and Z are normally set to 1. In our case, however, we find different values for Y and Z, numbers that come from the various operations we performed first on the front panel of the sideboard and then on its copy. Well, these values all need to be reset to 1. Let's see how to do that. Press Ctrl+Apply and from the menu that appears, click on Scale. Now the 3 values for X, Y, and Z have all returned to 1. This step is essential to correctly perform all the operations we'll see shortly, thus avoiding inaccurate results when applying commands. Let's go back to Edit mode and deselect everything by pressing the A key. Let's zoom in on the left vertical loop cut, switch to Perspective View and select it. This operation can be performed either by using a selection box or by making a loop selection, holding down the Alt key and clicking on the vertical edge. Press Ctrl+B and move the mouse to further space out the 2 loop cuts. Let's open the bevel window at the bottom left of the 3D view, set the width type parameter to width and change its value to 0.5 centimeters. We have just applied a bevel, that is a chamfer. In this case, since it was applied to a solid and flat surface, the bevel command split the original loop cut into 2 parts. Press the Delete key and from the menu that appears, choose the Face option to remove the faces between the 2 loop cuts. Deleting also removed the end faces of the 2 parts of the doors, as you can see by setting the display mode to solid. To fix this, hold down the Alt key and left-click on the left edge to perform a loop selection. Next, press the F key to fill and close the geometry. Repeat the same process to close the face on the right side of the model. Now we need to perform the same procedure for the loop cut on the right. Select the loop cut using one of the methods we've learned to apply. Press Ctrl B and move the mouse to space out the two loop cuts. Open the bevel window again and set the width value to 0.5 centimeters. Press the Delete key and choose Face to remove the faces between the two loop cuts. Apply a ring selection to a first sequence of edges and press F to close the model. Using the same procedure, close the second sequence as well. Now let's move on to creating the drawers, which will be placed in the central part of the sideboard. The first part is identical to what we've done so far. Select the central vertical loop cut, press Ctrl B and move the mouse to space out the loop cut. Open the bevel window and set the value to 0.5. Press the Delete key and choose Face to remove the faces between the two loop cuts. Make a ring selection on the first group of edges and close them by pressing the F key. Apply the same procedure to the remaining sequence of edges as well. Using the same loop cut technique, also cut horizontally through the two central elements. Start with the one on the left. Place the mouse on the vertical side and press Ctrl R. Blender will insert a yellow horizontal loop cut positioned exactly in the middle. Confirm the insertion with the left mouse button and the position with the right mouse button. Now place the mouse on the vertical side of the model on the right and press Ctrl R. Confirm the insertion with the left mouse button and the position with the right mouse button. Select both inserted loop cuts, press Ctrl+B and move the mouse to space the two loop cuts apart. Set the front view by pressing 1 on the numeric keypad. The reference image shows that the pair of drawers at the bottom is slightly taller than the one above. So let's start by aligning the lower loop cuts with the top edge of the bottom drawers. Click on the Z-axis or press GZ. And move the mouse to align the lower loop cuts with the top edge of the bottom drawers. Select the upper loop cuts and, using the same method, align them with the bottom edge of the drawers above. Select all 4 loop cuts again, press Delete and choose the Face option to remove the faces between the loop cuts. Apply a ring selection to the first group of edges and press F to close the model. Repeat the same procedure for the other 3 groups of edges as well. Deselect everything with the A key, switch the working mode to object mode, and set the display mode to solid so you can see the final result. The modeling done so far has turned out well, but there are 2 aspects to consider. The first concerns the vertical lines of the drawer fronts, which do not exactly match the reference image. In fact, if we reactivate the background image, set the view to front, and change the display mode to wireframe, we notice a certain discrepancy in their position. Keep in mind that when using reference images taken from photographs, even if shot from a central position, it is normal to encounter some perspective distortion. Furthermore, we should consider that we are working with a reference image generated by artificial intelligence, which at this stage may present some inaccuracies. As a result, the image should be interpreted as a general reference and not as an exact reproduction. The second aspect to consider is of a technical nature. Currently, the doors and drawers are modeled as a single geometry. It will be necessary to separate them to facilitate the texturing and material application operations that we will address in Module 2 of this course. This will allow us to manage the subsequent phases of the project with greater precision. So let's proceed to separate the doors and drawers, starting from the left. Let's hide the reference and set the display mode to Edit mode. Keep the selection mode set to vertex and click on a vertex of what will be the left door. Press the Ctrl+L keys and Blender will immediately select all the vertices connected to the one you selected. Press the P key and from the separate menu that appears, choose Selection. Select a vertex from one of the 4 drawers, Press Ctrl-L, press P, and click on Selection. Repeat the same operation for each of the other drawer geometries and the right door. Switch back to Object Mode. Set the Display Mode to Solid and check that the models are separated. As the last step for this lesson, let's better organize the models we've created into their respective collections. This is a procedure we can apply either by staying in the 3D view or directly within the outliner. Let's choose the first option. Select the two side doors and press the M key. From the menu that appears, choose New Collection and then type Media Anti in the corresponding field, followed by pressing Enter twice. In the same way, select all the drawers and press M. Click on New Collection and type Media Cassetti, followed by pressing Enter twice. Within the outliner, the two new collections have been created, each containing their respective models. Now that the main body of the sideboard is complete, we can check the normals. Press the Q key to quickly bring up the command and click on Face Orientation. The model appears completely blue. This tells us that the normals are oriented correctly. Press the Q key again and deselect Face Orientation. As usual, save the file progressively. At this point, all that's left is to proceed with modeling the support structure of the sideboard, which we will tackle in the next lesson.